If I can ask about Macarthur Coal first of all, because Macarthur Coal raising its offer, it's been a big story for so many years now, but finally it seems it's going forward. And it's in a certain version of coal. I know that you're going to list a coke and coal company, but the reaction to Macarthur first.
All right, well, look, I think this has been going on for some time, John, and but I think it's a good testament to a number of things. One is the quality of the assets that Macarthur Coal has, good quality assets, good people, good strong shareholder base, with CITIC, of course, being nearly a 20% shareholder from up this way. But also it demonstrates there's still very good value to be had in the coal market. An interesting match-up there of Peabody and Mittal getting together to make that acquisition. And it's also a good testament to investment in the long-term future of Australia, in resources in Australia. So good resources, good opportunities there, and good technical people. So look, a very interesting and positive move for the market.
As the CEO of G-Resources, I actually introduced you wrong, I apologise for that. CEO of G-Resources, after your experience in the industry, where do you see, Owen, the commodities market heading forward now? Gold clearly at a very high price. You're involved in coke and coal as well. I mean, where is the real demand at the moment?
Well, look, gold is its own separate market. Good, strong demand, whether it's for as a commodity, jewellery or electronics and other things that gold is used for. But also store of value, currency, safe haven, all of those sort of requirements for gold. The reasons for people and governments and companies wanting to own gold are all in the positive phase right now. On the supply side for gold, you've got not that many new projects. I mean, our project at G-Resources in Indonesia is one of the very few new gold projects coming on, good scale type of thing. So there's not that many coming, not that many discoveries being made, which means that the supply side is going to be flat, demand side strong. There's only one thing can happen under those circumstances: price going in a northeasterly direction, as they say. And you know, it popped up there very close to $2,000 recently. I've got no doubt it'll fire through $2,000 sometime in the not too distant future, John. So clearly gold's in very good shape, you know. But coking coal, it's a rare commodity, so it's always going to be under a strong demand.
Used in steel, of course, to make steel.
Used in all the blast furnaces, so its demand is basically guaranteed, whether it be coking coal, PCI and so on. So metallurgical coal, it's strong demand guaranteed there for the next 10 or multiple decades effectively, so that's certainly a good commodity to be in. But look, John, most of the commodities, what you've got here is a multi-decade strong demand for commodities as the economic growth in China continues, as the economic growth in India starts to catch up, and many of the other developing nations around the world, Indonesia, Colombia, other parts of Southeast Asia and South America, all revving their engines, ready to go, ready to get on that superhighway of economic growth. So plenty of strong demand for most commodities.
As well as the CEO of G-Resources, you're also non-executive director of Tigers Realm Coal, looking forward to a listing in Australia. So how big a deal is this? Obviously demand is there, when's it going to happen? And that is coking coal, isn't it?
That's coking coal, and we have projects in Russia, in eastern Russia, and in Colombia. So good quality hard coking coal. And we listed yesterday. A little bit of a whimper there, John. It was listed yesterday, down a bit, up a bit today. Not a great time for an IPO. You know, it's a tough market out there.
But if it's a good company.
But it's a very good company, good quality people, good quality assets, and those will always shine through any particular storm or cloud.
The Australian market clearly is a bit of a play, some are saying, on China as the demand for commodities comes forward. Do you see that going forward ever so strongly? Because clearly, you know, that is the story, isn't it? Australia is the market to play on the Chinese build.
Well, definitely. And I mean, the relationship between Australia and China is unique. It has grown very substantially over the past 10, 20 years, and the best is yet to come in terms of that growth. There's no question about it. And it won't only be trade, it won't only be investment, there'll be tourism, there'll be education, there'll be financial services, there'll be a whole range of things coming into play. And I think that there's a lot of Chinese investment coming into Australia. There's a lot of trade, obviously, between the two countries. And as I say, we are inextricably linked in the virtuous circle of economic growth and prosperity for the next multiple decades. And I look forward to participating in that.
We discussed dual listing, we discussed Macarthur. I mean, because of the China story, do you see a lot of M&A action happening?
Look, I think because the strong demand for commodities, people are looking for the supply, and so you'll continue to see consolidation, whether that's in the coking coal space, the PCI space, the thermal coal space, no question about that, or in uranium, in gold. In all of those commodities, you're going to continue to see consolidation as the big corporates of the world, their quest for more resources. They need more resources to grow their resource base, so they'll be making acquisitions.
I've got to ask you a final question. As a proud Australian, 25-20 against the All Blacks. World Cup is beckoning. England are obviously favourites. How do you feel after winning the Tri-Nations World Cup? Tri-Nations Trophy. First in 10 years.
Well, I think at the end of the day, quality will always shine through.
So you reckon you beat the All Blacks in the final?
Oh, a very strong chance.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, obviously looking pretty good.
Looking good, definitely, John.
Owen Hegarty, thanks for coming in there. Good, proud Australian there. And clearly seeing the gold price go beyond 2,000 as well. Owen Hegarty, the CEO of G-Resources, and 40 years of experience, including 25 years at Rio.